What's going on, everybody? I just wanted to do this video here. I saw it last week, and I wanted to try to give my remarks on it. Of course, it's Goku versus Gohan and Buu Saga. It says it's not close. Of course, my money's on Gohan, but you know, it was just more hype to see Goku fight Kid Buu, but we know Gohan was stronger. Because the kids were hyped to be stronger than them, but it was just they did a good job of bringing attention by killing Gohan, Gotenks, and stuff like that. That's why I say Dragon Ball Z did a better job at putting stakes in there, because the people that could have possibly beaten Kid Buu were killed in the Earth's explosion. So the only people left are Goku and Vegeta, and it made the fight more intense, made it hyped up, things like that. So it did a good job, I'd say. So it wasn't that Goku was stronger or anything like that. It's just that Gohan was dead. And then when Vegeta wanted to do the Spirit Bomb, he figured the Spirit Bomb you wouldn't have to take a risk. You wouldn't have to risk bringing the kids there and them not being able to defeat Boo and all this other stuff. Bringing them back to life only for them to die again, because it's a risk. They didn't know how strong Kid Buu was, because he kept reaching into untapped endless wells of power, because they went from fighting toe to toe. Goku went from fighting toe to toe with Kid Buu to none of his moves or attacks even affecting him or doing the slightest bit of damage. Nothing. After a while, nothing Goku did had any effect on him. He got to where he was mocking him and just it did nothing. He did some of his most vicious attacks and actually did absolutely nothing to him. So Gohan probably would have been enough to beat him, but we'll get into the video and we'll see. We'll just see.
Majin Bird here with another interesting topic for discussion.
Oh yeah, by the way, support this guy's channel, Majin Bird. I'll put the link in the description.
This particular topic has been quite popular and has been discussed extensively, but I wanted to share my own perspective on it. Today, we'll be delving into the confusion surrounding certain aspects of the Buu saga, particularly the question of whether Gohan is the strongest unfused fighter in Dragon Ball Z. Before we begin, I want to set the record straight on a common misconception. Many people, including myself in the past, believe that Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball Z, explicitly stated that Gohan was the strongest unfused fighter. However, after thorough research, I couldn't find any evidence to support this claim. So let's dive into the topic and explore my perspective on it.
Well, regardless, the fact that it was stated, it was because he was the most. You know what I'm saying? Gotenks was stronger. Goku figured Gotenks was stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku, because he fought Super Buu one on one, mano a mano, and it took Goku and Vegeta both together to even just to waste Buu's time. It took Goku and Vegeta to fight Super Buu together. If you look where they was inside Buu fighting Buu, he was toying with them. He was absolutely just toying with them. They had no chance in any part of that fight. They had no chance, because Goku even knew that in order for them to beat Super Buu, they would still have to fuse together. They would still need fusion to beat him. But Gohan could beat him without fusion. Gotenks could possibly beat him without fusion, like base Super Buu, if he didn't screw around. Gotenks and Gohan, because Gotenks was kind of beating him too. It was a little closer than Ultimate Gohan could just dog walk him. But Gotenks is kind of close, but he could still beat. It's you know what I'm saying, it's debatable. But Gotenks, just judging by the fight, I'm just going off the anime, he could have beaten Buu if he didn't screw around too much. If he actually just took it serious and just went all out with Super Saiyan 3, I believe he could have beaten Super Buu, just like Ultimate Gohan. But Ultimate Gohan is just a bigger gap between the powers, because Ultimate Gohan is a lot stronger, because he don't have a strain. He has unlimited time. There's no strain on his body. He can use all his power without transforming into a strenuous transformation, because according to we're not using Super because Super is not really canon. Screw Super. It's garbage. It's fake. It's stupid. Um, it's not really a transformation. The ultimate form wasn't. It was just him unleashing all his power. There's all his potential unlocked without having to transform. Because how do you reach this form? Okay, you just do the Super Saiyan thing. He just unlocked all his power. Super doesn't confirm Jack from Z. As a matter of fact, Red comes a lot of crap from Z, and it doesn't even line up with the time period. So I'm not using Super anymore in my future content. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go back and redo a lot of content where I had like in the Z Goku and stuff like that, uh, because there's no the original Dragon Ball intended to end after Z. We just have to face the music, guys. The Super was just DLC crap. Um, you compare it to DLC, it's just made up garbage. But anyway,
To clarify, Gohan being the strongest unfused fighter in the Dragon Ball Z Buu saga is primarily a fan rumor. Although there are some guides that hint at Gohan's potential strength, it's important to note that Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, has never explicitly stated that Gohan is the strongest. When discussing the strongest character in the Buu saga, fans often consider these three options: Super Saiyan Goku, Mystic Gohan, and Kid Buu. Let's examine why some people believe Kid Buu or Goku to be the strongest, and how this relates to
no, not really. Gohan was stronger. Sorry.
Gohan. A common argument for Kid Buu's strength is that Goku mentioned in the anime that Buu's power increased from his Super Buu form. And
Because he was turning into Buff Boo.
this has led many to believe that Kid Buu possesses unparalleled power. It's essential to explore these different perspectives and factors.
And then when he turned from Boo, when they took the pause out of him, he decreased in power. Because they said, man, what a decrease.
Before drawing any conclusions.
So he got weaker. Clearly got weaker from when they fought him as Super Boo.
There are several guides that suggest Kid Buu is the strongest form of Buu. In an interview between Shine
He's not the strongest form.
and Akira Toriyama, the interviewer mentions that in various parts of Dragon Ball, the most powerful characters tend to be the smallest, cutest, and youngest looking ones, such as young Goku, First Form Frieza, or Kid Buu. The interviewer suggests that
First form Frieza was not the strongest. Young Goku was not the strongest. He got dog walked a lot. They gave the business. Like, he wasn't the strongest. They were saying strong fighters tend to be, but he wasn't the strongest. He's not. Young Goku is not the strongest version of Goku. So we gotta put it in the right meanings here. This version of Frieza is not the strongest version of Frieza. Okay, he was the strongest boss, just like Vegeta. He was the strongest out of the Saiyans. He was stronger than Nappa. Like Goku and Nappa thing. I mean, the Vegeta and Nappa thing. Vegeta was stronger than Nappa, but he still got, when it came to Goku with the Kaioken, he still lost to Goku. And Vegeta was always Goku's second, even though he's smaller than Goku. But he's still pretty freaking powerful. But that don't mean he's the strongest. It's like Frieza, out of all his bosses, out of all of his soldiers, he's like the smaller out of them. He's stronger than all of his soldiers combined. But that's not his strongest form. Like Kid Buu, he's strong, but that's not his strongest form. They used that. They took that and said, "Okay, Kid Buu's he's the strongest version." No, that's not what he meant. Matter of fact, I'll rewind it just to make sure, just to show y'all.
the interviewer mentions that in various parts of Dragon Ball, the most powerful characters tend to be the smallest, cutest, and youngest looking ones,
The most powerful characters.
such as young Goku, First Form.
Young Goku, he's a powerful character. He's one of the strongest fighters on Earth. He's smaller, but he's very freaking powerful. That don't mean he's the strongest out there. That's not the strongest version of Goku.
Frieza, or Kid Buu.
Frieza, he's not. This is not his strongest form. This is not even his original form. This is not even the form he was born in. His final form is his original form. This is not his most powerful form. Kid Buu, this is his original form, but this is not the strongest he's gotten. Okay, so it's there you have it.
The interviewer suggests that this might be because kids are small and cute but still desire to be powerful. In response, Akira Toriyama
So it's not the strongest versions.
states that he wanted to defy people's expectations by showing the strength that doesn't always correlate with size, and he deliberately incorporated both straightforward and unconventional elements in the story. However, it's worth noting that in the manga, Goku doesn't imply that Kid Buu becomes stronger than Super Buu. In fact, Goku expresses more confidence in defeating Kid Buu than he does in defeating Super Buu.
Yes, he does. He felt confident in fighting him. Even Vegeta felt like he could beat him because they saw a decrease in power. So when he got stronger, when he started to become stronger, that was Buff Boo, and then he became Kid Boo. They realized, you know what I'm saying? Because they didn't sense any overwhelming power coming from him. Even Hercule thought he could beat him. So that's saying a lot right there. I'm not saying he's weak. I'm not saying any of that. He's pretty freaking powerful. I mean, because he has unlimited stamina, broken healing, and all that kind of crap. So he can, and then he can increase his power as he fights. So Super Saiyan 3 didn't stand a chance because of the stamina.
Goku didn't even want to engage in a fight with Super Buu and instead kept urging Vegeta to fuse permanently. This
That was against Buhan. They stood no chance against Buhan. Absolutely no chance against Buhan whatsoever. Vegeta was the only one that's saying I can beat him because I have Saiyan pride, gore, rah, 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 hear me roar. Goku was like, no, this guy's on another league. You can't beat him like this. You're not going to be able to beat him. You can't beat this guy.
disparity in Goku's attitude between Super Buu and Kid Buu is significant and should be considered when evaluating their relative strength.
And he was talking about Super Buu, Buhan absorbed. But even when it came to Super Buu, he wanted to fuse, still wanted to. He said, if we escape now, he'll kill us. But people still want to argue this. People still want to argue. Saying, oh no, Super Boo's weaker. But with Kid Buu, he felt like he could beat him. He could have beat him. And even in you might say what you wanted about the manga and all this other stuff, but in the anime, he said I probably could have beaten him at first, but I let the fight drag out so I could give you a shot. So I could give Vegeta a shot. He stated that. He let the fight purposely drag out because he wanted Vegeta to have a chance.
In the context of the battle against Kid Buu, it is interesting to note that Goku and Vegeta chose not to tag team him like they did with Gohan, instead opting to confront Kid Buu individually. They even went as far as crushing the baton.
Well, Vegeta didn't want to tag team. Vegeta kept telling Goku, don't help him. Do not help me. So I can't use that as an argument because Vegeta was just overconfident. And he was angry at Goku, saying, do not help me, Kakarot. Do not help me. He was trying to fight him on his own. He didn't want Goku's help. He didn't want any of that. He didn't want a tag team. So that's just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just putting facts in there because I watched the show 1,000 times.
Aura earrings. This decision seemed to indicate their confidence in defeating Kid Buu single-handedly. It's worth mentioning that Goku and Vegeta playfully settled on who would take on Kid Buu first through a game of rock, paper, scissors. Regarding Akira Toriyama's interview, he did mention that the smallest and cutest characters tend to be the most powerful in his stories. However,
well, Kid Buu is powerful. Kid Buu is more powerful than all the other villains. But that's not his strongest version. That's not the strongest version of Buu. All of them actually Majin Buu. That's Majin Buu's original form. If you compare Majin Buu to all the other villains in Dragon Ball Z, he is by far the most powerful. But that's not his most powerful form. Majin Buu as a whole, he was very powerful. When they say he's stronger than Buu, he absorbed people and did all this other stuff, so his power level varied, but he was still pretty freaking strong. When they say he was talking about that, he was talking about Buhan, but he didn't say that. When they're trying to scale it, I'm talking about when people try to scale him in GT, said General Rildo was stronger than Majin Buu. Majin Buu was Majin Buu. All these forms are Majin Buu. His power was right in the same range. Because from Ultimate Gohan, Super Saiyan 3, there's not a gigantular gap between Super Saiyan 3, Ultimate Gohan, things like that. There's not a whole gigantular gap between them. So Majin Buu was Majin Buu. They knew how strong Majin Buu was, whether he absorbed people or not. So if anybody's talking about Majin Buu, it's probably because there wasn't. He didn't get massively stronger or massively weaker. When he absorbed people, he just took their power and stacked it on top of his. So we can't assume that he's talking about Buhan. He's talking about Buu Tanks said he was the mightiest Majin, so he knew about Kid Buu. No, that's just something. He's just saying he got stronger than what he was before. He's stronger than the original Super Buu. That's all he's saying. So people trying to argue this stuff. Boo Tinks, it's Buhan. No, because you got Super Boo. He added Gotenks power to him and Piccolo's mind, and then he added Gohan's mind, Gohan's strength. He still had Piccolo's mind, but he had Gohan's strength on there since Gotenks power diffused. So it Gohan's power. So it wasn't the power of Gotenks anymore, but he still knew their moves because he had both of them absorbed. So he wasn't. It was after that he just had Piccolo's mind and Gohan's power. Buhan, there's not a massive, huge, gigantic gap between Bootinks and Buhan. The gap between Bootinks and Buhan is the same gap between Gotenks and Ultimate Gohan. It's the same gap because it didn't have Gotenks plus Ultimate Gohan. It was just Gohan. So there you have it.
It's important to note that Toriyama never explicitly stated that Kid Goku was the strongest form of Goku, or that First Form Frieza was the most powerful form. As we know, he isn't. The interview panel may have depicted First Form Frieza as the smallest form, which aligns with Toriyama's statement about small and cute being strong. However, it's essential to remember that Toriyama enjoys incorporating unconventional twists into his stories, as he mentioned in the interview. So while his statement provides insight, it doesn't necessarily establish definitive rankings for all characters' power level. To debunk the notion that Kid Buu is the strongest Buu, it is also worth mentioning that during the battle, Bootinks himself directly addresses Gohan, stating, "Do you like it, Gohan? It looks like my plan has worked wonderfully, hasn't it? This is the birth of the strongest possible Majin. I can't get any."
He's stronger than Super Buu. He's stronger than he's ever been. Because from this point on in the script, all you saw was the fat Majin Buu. And then you saw the evil Buu, good Buu. Then you saw Super Buu. He's stronger than all of those Boos. Because Toriyama writes on the seat of his pants, so he can't use that as saying, "Oh, he knew about Kid Buu." We can't. People just making assumptions. We're not gonna make assumptions in this video. I'm not gonna do it because Kid Buu wasn't introduced yet.
Any stronger than this.
Now, if Toriyama had already planned this out, then you can say that. But he doesn't write like that. He thought Super Saiyan 3 was Super Saiyan 2.
The statement by Bootinks is interesting because it is fully aware of who Kid Buu is and knows that he will transform into Kid Buu if Vegeta removes Fat Buu from his body. Despite this knowledge, Bootinks still claims to be the strongest possible Majin, suggesting that he believes that he reached his maximum power level. Therefore, this statement challenges the notion that Kid Buu is unquestionably the strongest Buu. It would be inaccurate to claim that Kid Buu is greater than Super Buu. Even Goku, who is a formidable fighter, was genuinely intimidated by the thought of facing Super Buu. He never considered taking him on alone, and even when Buu transformed into Buickolo, he suggested that Gohan could handle the fight. Further,
Yeah, he was still weaker than when Gotenks' power dropped out of him. Gohan could have still beat him because it was just Super Buu versus Piccolo. The gap was too massive. Super Buu plus Piccolo. The gap was too massive for Piccolo's power to matter in that fight.
Furthermore, it's worth noting that Kid Buu was shown to be on par with Super Saiyan 3 Goku in terms of power. However, it is likely that Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and Gohan were even stronger than Goku in this form.
He was. And here's the thing. Kid Buu wasn't that powerful. He had broken and unlimited stamina. There's the thing.
This speculation is supported by the fact that Goku himself.
Kid Buu, he had because Goku could have destroyed the planet too. They both had to fight on the planet of the Kais. Goku could have very easily destroyed Earth. He just doesn't why would he do that? So he just doesn't put that much energy into his attacks. Even Cell could have did it, but he said you can't put that much power into the Kamehameha. Even when he did the warp Kamehameha, Goku during the Cell cycle could have done it. Vegeta during the Saiyan cycle was trying to do it. So just blowing up the Earth, that's not, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't show how powerful he is. He just don't give a crap. He just does. That doesn't mean he's the most powerful and all. He just has broken healing and stamina. But as far as the fight goes, yes, he was on par with Super Saiyan 3. But it kind of reminds you of the fight between Vegeta and Android 18. Because 18's stamina didn't run down. But Vegeta's stamina ran down. They were on par as far as strength. But his power, Goku Super Saiyan 3 drains power. Because Goku was confident that if he could recharge, he could beat him. He could end him with one final attack. but he couldn't do it. He couldn't recharge his body because had a living body. In his dead body, he probably could have done it.
Himself theorized that Super Saiyan Gotenks could defeat Fat Buu, indicating that their power surpassed his own. Regarding the argument that Kid Buu was merely playing with Goku and holding back his power, such claims are not well founded. Kid Buu's
Yeah, he just had unlimited stamina and unlimited broken regeneration.
relentless attacks and destructive nature suggest that he was fighting at his full power and had no intention of suppressing himself. This interpretation aligns with the intensity of their battle and the serious nature of their confrontation. While it's plausible that Kid Buu may have toyed with Goku to some extent, he did not heavily suppress his power during their battle. It's clear that Goku was significantly weaker than Kid Buu and would have likely been overpowered, just as Kid Buu did with Vegeta. Despite this power disparity, Goku accurately gauged Kid Buu's strength, and this is evident in his decision to charge the Spirit Bomb until it reached a level capable of severely hurting or defeating his opponent. Goku has always
He wanted to annihilate Kid Buu. That's why Goku was saying, "Oh, it's not enough. It's not enough." He wanted to annihilate Kid Buu. He wanted to decimate him till there was nothing left.
been mindful of achieving the necessary power level to deal with his adversaries, which is why he refrains from using the Spirit Bomb prematurely when others panic. This indicates that Goku knew the strength of Kid Buu and understood the specific power required for the Spirit Bomb to obliterate him. When Goku stated that he could deal with Kid Buu if he charged up to full power, he was not bluffing. He knew precisely how much power he needed to defeat Kid Buu. Additionally, in both the anime and the manga, Goku expresses confidence in the abilities of Gotenks and Gohan to take on Kid Buu. This further supports the argument that Kid Buu was not the strongest unfused fighter in Dragon Ball Z. Now, as for Super Saiyan 3 Goku, some people consider him to be the strongest due to his statement that he could wipe out Kid Buu at full power. However, as we've established earlier, Gotenks should be even stronger than Goku, as Goku himself stated that Super Saiyan Gotenks alone will be enough to defeat Fat Buu. This implies that Gotenks possesses greater power than Super Saiyan 3 Goku, suggesting that Goku's full power might extend beyond just Super Saiyan 3. In order to defeat Fat Buu, Goku had to transform into Super Saiyan 3, indicating that Goku's power was not enough in his base form. Despite this, Gotenks may have even surpassed Goku's expectations when he achieved Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, he did. Cause he didn't know Goku could. He didn't know. He figured Super Saiyan Gotenks could surpass his Super Saiyan 3
Goku
self.
had initially believed that
He figured Gotenks, they fused together. They could surpass him in Super Saiyan 3. He figured that. Otherwise, he wouldn't even tried it. Because if a child don't stand a chance, he don't even like kids intervening in the fight unless he know they can beat him. Just like with Gohan and Cell, he knew Gohan had the power to beat Cell because he felt his power in the Type Body Time Chamber. Just same like as Goku, he knew that if they fused, they could surpass him even at Super Saiyan 3. Just like he knew Gohan's power was greater than his.
even Super Saiyan Gotenks alone will possess the power.
Because before Gohan got his power unlocked, he said, "No, I don't think he could beat Buu. He can't. He's not better than Buu. He can't beat Buu. He got a power increase, but he can't beat Buu." See what I'm saying? So, just saying.
The strongest fighter in the universe. Now, moving on to Gohan. He effortlessly destroyed Super Buu, who Goku himself believed he stood no chance against. This implies that Gohan could also defeat Gotenks, the same character whom Goku considered to be superior to himself. Notably, this was Gohan's base form, without any time limits or power drains affecting his abilities. Therefore, it is not reasonable to suggest that Goku could handle Gotenks, let alone Gohan. To summarize, Kid Buu is not the most powerful Majin, as Butenks himself stated that he was
No, he's not.
stronger. Moreover,
But like I said, I don't use that as a reference. But you know what I'm saying, you can connect that, but I don't use that as a reference because of the simple fact of how Toriyama writes. Now, if you do connect all of it, then yeah, Butenks knew what he was talking about. But as far as what I'm saying, you feel me? I'm basing it off how he writes, so I don't assume Jack. I just watch the anime and determine it from there.
Kid Buu wasn't.
They killed off Gohan and Gotenks. They killed them off. Goten, Trunks, and Gohan. The people that could have possibly beat Kid Buu, they killed them off for a reason. To raise the stakes in the battle.
Heavily suppressed during his fight with Goku, as Goku accurately assessed the power necessary to defeat him. Goku was not stronger than Gohan, as he couldn't even wipe out Super Buu or handle Gotenks, both of whom Gohan effortlessly defeated, or can. In conclusion, Mr. Gohan is consistently portrayed as the most powerful unfused fighter in Dragon Ball Z, with only potentially Goku or Vegeta at the end of Z having a chance against him. See guys, the thing is this. Goku made a mistake in the Buu saga. that he soon realized following the defeat of Ultimate Gohan, which was the world needs him. This was the reason he accepted Elder Kai's life and aided the Z Fighters in battle. He came to the conclusion that he should have finished off Buu back then, and it was time to put the final nail in his coffin. Given this,
Which is why I don't get why he didn't finish off Frieza when he came to Earth in Super. That's why I say Super doesn't even connect with Z, because he had to freaking relearn the crap that he used to learn. Because this is a good character development for Goku. He felt like, okay, I'm gonna pass the torch, and but he had to realize the world needs me. The world needs Goku. The world without Goku, this is what happens. Like with the androids, the android arc, the future Trunks timeline. The world needs Goku versus the timeline without Goku versus the timeline with Goku. It's terrible without Goku. Just like with the dynamic arc, it would have ended horribly if Goku hadn't been there. Gohan had his neck broken, all kind of stuff. It was terrible when Goku. So that whole line with Goku attracting villains to Earth, that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Because Piccolo Daimao, he wasn't looking for Goku. He was just looking for immortality. I mean, eternal youth, so he can conquer the world. Goku was just there as his way to stop him. The Red Ribbon Army, they weren't studying Goku at first until Goku destroyed him, and Dr. Zero sought revenge against Goku. Dr. Zero, the Saiyans, they were the only people that really gave a crap about Goku enough to come to Earth. Vegeta wasn't really he cared less about Goku. Even when Goku them beat Raditz, he still could care less. All he wanted really was immortality, so he can go challenge Frieza. He didn't come there because of part of it was to teach Goku a lesson, just to to show off his dick, saying I'm the prince of all Saiyans, I'm an elite, and I'm gonna just shove his authority around, you know what I'm saying, stroke his ego. So, but that's about it, Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
if Goku was able to beat Buu single-handedly, he would have. And during the entirety of Super Buu's reign, Goku made no attempts whatsoever at any point to fight him as an individual. It wasn't until Kid Buu came around that Goku was more than willing to engage in a one-on-one confrontation with him. Not only that, but he crossed out fusion altogether as a necessity, which would include Gogeta as well. Just keep that in mind. Though I'd be interested in your thoughts.
Yeah, Goku, they would have destroyed Buu if it was Gogeta. That's why they didn't bring him in here.
Do you think Super Saiyan 3 Goku is stronger?
No.
Or maybe Kid Buu? What are your reasons for it? Let me know in the comment section below. Until next.
Goku's not stronger. He's one of the weaker characters in Z. This is the twist that I liked in the Buu saga, actually. But with Goku, Goku doesn't let me know that the leader, he doesn't have to be the strongest to win the fight, to win the battle. Just like Captain America and the Avengers, he's not the strongest of the Avengers, but without him, he's the one that comes up with the plans, with the ideas, and he can correlate that team and move things around like it needs to be done. He's the best leader for the team, but he's not the most powerful. So
next time, peace out. For everyone who have made it to
got it. Thank you. Support his channel. I'll put the link in the description. Yeah, I think Gohan is. It's not even close. Gohan with Mollywop Goku. Just let me know what y'all think in the comments. That's been it for the Dragon Ninja Dojo. See y'all next time. Peace out.